This is Retro Sports Radio. Visit RetroSeasons.com for more sports history.
The Houston Astros faced the New York Mets at Shea Stadium for a Monday night game on August 21st, 1972. The Astros were having a good season, entering the game with a 66-51 record, but 8 games behind the Pirates. The Mets were a few games behind Houston, with a 59-53 record under first-year manager Yogi Berra. This recording is from the New York radio broadcast featuring announcers Ralph Kiner, Lindsey Nelson, and Bob Murphy.
Anthem from Shea Stadium, and the Mets against the Houston Astros. For the Mets, the leadoff batter will be Lute Barnes playing second base. Batting second, playing third base, Wayne Garrett. Batting third, the center fielder, Willie Mays. Batting fourth, playing right field, Tommy Agee. Batting fifth, the catcher, Duffy Dyer. Batting sixth and playing left field, John Milner. Batting seventh at first base, Jim Beauchamp. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, Ted Martinez. And the pitcher, Jon Matlack, batting ninth. Tomorrow night's game will see Tom Seaver in the mound. He has a record of 14-9. He'll be opposed by Dave Roberts. And then the final game of this homestand Wednesday afternoon, it'll be Jerry Kuzman pitching against Larry Dierker. The Mets do have one other ball game, and it's a big one. The Mets and Yankees at Yankee Stadium in the annual Mayor's Trophy game. That will be Thursday night, game time at 7:30. Tickets for the game can be purchased at the same season prices at any of the Met or Yankee ticket outlets. That's on Thursday night at Yankee Stadium. Mets then go on the road, returning home on Labor Day. They'll be playing a doubleheader on Labor Day, September 4th, with the Chicago Cubs. They'll play the Cubs, Montreal, and St. Louis in the next homestand starting on September 4th. All the Mets now with a record of 59-33. They are 12 games back of the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're 1 percentage point ahead of the Chicago Cubs. And so the Mets now battling the Cubs as they have moved up into contention. Both teams 12 games back of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And right here now for the play-by-play, Bob Murphy.
All right, Ralph. Roger Metzger, the Houston shortstop, a switch hitter, will bat right-handed against Jon Matlack. Matlack has started twice against the Astros this year, pitched well in both games, but lost in both games. The tall left-hander winds. Here's the pitch. And it's taken low, ball one. Defensively, the New York Mets have Jim Beauchamp at first, Lute Barnes at second. Ted Martinez is short, and Wayne Garrett is playing third. John Milner in left field, Willie Mays in center. Tommy Agee is around at right. The catcher is Duffy Dyer, and on the mound, Jon Matlack. And the pitch is low, ball two, 2 balls and no strikes. Of encouragement to the New York Mets today, Rusty Staub was in the batting cage. Had his first lengthy workout inside the cage. Batted for about 25 minutes. Naturally, it is tender, sore, and still hurts, but it's encouraging. High, ball 3 balls and no strikes. Matlack getting behind on Roger Metzger, 3-0. Matlack has won 10 and lost 7. John has lost his last 2. His ERA is excellent, one of the best in the National League, 2.2. The 3-0 delivery, way inside, ball 4. And he walks Metzger on 4 pitches. And this will bring up the young man who's just about the toast of the National League this season, Cesar. He's only 21 years old. He is leading the National League and the majors in batting, hitting .345. Leads the National League in doubles with 28. He's second in the league in triples. He has 7. He's third in the league in runs scored, 87. And on top of that, he has stolen 45 bases. He's 21 years old. Inside and low, it gets away from Dyer, and Metzger goes to second. And Matlack starting off without his control here this evening. A wild pitch by Jon Matlack. Cesar Cedeno wins the batting title. He will be the youngest player in Major League history to do so. About 2 months younger than Al Kaline. Kaline was born in December, and Cedeno in February. Matlack with a runner on second, nobody out. Cedeno, right-hand hitter, waiting. And a high pop fly into shallow right center. Coming coming in, and H.O. drops the ball after he had it in his glove. All hands are safe, and moving to third is Metzger. Now the ball gets loose, and now Cedeno goes to second base. Tommy H.O., after a long run, had the ball in his glove, but he dropped it. Metzger raced to third, and the throw to third base was wide and got loose. And Cedeno took an extra base, so he'll probably have 2 errors. H.O. will be charged with an error, and Martinez is being charged with an error for letting the ball get through. And the Astros have runners on second and third and nobody out. Mets suffered through their worst inning defensively of the year yesterday in the 7th inning. And they have gotten off to a shaky start here tonight. The batter is Jimmy Wynn. And the pitch is over, strike one call. And the pitch by Matlack. Breaking ball and swung on and missed, strike 2. Runners on second and third and nobody out. Jimmy Wynn batting .296. 20 home runs and 70 runs batted in. The pitch to the right-hand batter is inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This Houston ball club scores a lot of runs. They have scored more runs than any team in the major leagues. They are second in the National League to the Giants in home runs. As a team, their batting average is .260. Foul back, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Houston Astros have 5 men with 60 or more runs batted in. Cesar Cedeno has 61 RBIs, and he's number 5 on the Houston team. Lee May is the leader with 77. Doug Rader, 73. Bob Watson and Jimmy Wynn each have 70. And a fly ball popped in the air to short right field. Barnes backpedaling out, makes the catch. Tagged up and heading home is Metzger. The throw, they may get him. He's out at the plate. Made the catch of the pop fly as he was backpedaling. Metzger was gambling on the fact that Barnes would be off balance and would not be able to throw. But Lute Barnes made a perfect throw. And the ball was in Duffy Dyer's mitt and waiting when Metzger arrived. That was quite a play by rookie second baseman Lute Barnes. 2 outs, the runner on second, and the batter is Lee May. Lee May hitting at .288. Leading the Houston club in home runs with 26. In runs batted in with 77. The pitch by Matlack, swing and a miss, strike 1. Lee May switching the bat around, waiting on Jon Matlack. Cedeno leading off second. And the pitch inside and low, 1 ball and 1 strike. The middle game of the series is tomorrow night. Tom Seaver pitches against Dave Roberts. The wrap-up game of the homestand Wednesday afternoon with Jerry Koosman tackling Larry Durker. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Good breaking ball by Jon Matlack. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Lee May. Doug Rader, the third baseman, waiting on deck. Looking in to Duffy Dyer for his information. As Cesar Cedeno leads away from second. And now Matlack steps off. Cedeno goes back. Cedeno, at the age of 21, is in his 3rd National League season. The 1-2 delivery. Just got a piece of it, a foul ball coming back toward the backstop. And the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mets playing the infield, astride the left against Lee May, who has an awful lot of power. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Oh, what a job. Runners were on second and third, nobody out, and Matlack works his way out of it. Side retired. No runs, no hits. There were 2 errors and 1 left on. In the middle of the first inning, the Astros nothing. The Mets are coming to bat. Lute Barnes will lead off against Jerry Reuss. Lute turned in an outstanding play when he threw out Metzger at home plate to help bail out the New York Mets in the top half of the first inning. The Astros have Lee May at first, Tommy Helms playing second, Roger Metzger is short, and Doug Rader is playing third. HOU in left field, Cesar Cedeno in center, and Jimmy Wynn around and right. The catcher is Larry Howard. The pitch by Jerry Reuss, a fastball, strike 1 call. Jerry Reuss, the former Cardinal, has won 8 and lost 10. His lifetime against New York, 2 wins and 4 losses. The pitch on the way, inside and low to Lute Barnes. 1 ball, 1 strike. This season, Jerry Reuss has beaten the Mets twice and lost once. The Mets and the Astros have played 6 games to date, with Houston winning 4 of the 6. Fastball high is 2-1. Reuss is a 6'5" left-hander who really throws hard. Just 23 years old. St. Louis, Missouri. He came to the Astros for Scipio Spinks and Lance Clemens. Missed the inside corner, 3-1. Scipio Spinks was doing an excellent job for the St. Louis Cardinals until he was injured and wiped out for the rest of the year. Three balls, 1 strike to Lute Barnes. Hitting at .333 on 7 hits and 21 at-bats. Right-hand batter. The 3-1 pitch and a line drive into short left field. Coming in quickly, HOU, and he makes the catch. That line drive stayed up just long enough for Jesus. 1 out and the base is clear. The hitter is Wayne Garrett. Wayne hitting at .212 with 2 home runs, 18 runs batted in. Pitch by Jerry Reuss, breaking ball in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Eddie Yost coaching at third, and Sheriff Robinson coaching at first. The on-deck batter is Willie Mays. Breaking ball on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Mets need a win tonight because they have not lost 4 in a row all year long. 9 times they've lost 3 in a row. And it's high, ball 2, 2-1. But if they lose here this evening, it will be 4 straight. Now the windup and the 2-1 pitch by Jerry Reuss. He pops that fastball high and tight, 3-1. Delivery. 2 high, ball 4. It brings up Willie Mays with Garrett on first. For the New York Mets, Willie Mays is hitting .288. Jerry Reuss has averaged about 1 walk every 2 innings this year. Fastball, strike 1. Tommy Agee is on deck. Lee May holding against the base runner, Wayne Garrett. And the pitch by the left-hander is high. A throw to first. It is not in time. Garrett gets back with something to spare. 1 ball, 1 strike. For Louis Astros this year, their longest winning streak has been 9. Their longest losing streak has been 6. The 1-1 pitch to Willie. Fly ball hit the straightaway center field. It's deep. Back to Cedeno to the warning track, and he has it. Right against the wall in straightaway center field. Cedeno pulls in the long fly by Willie Mays. Well, anywhere else in the ballpark, and that was out for Willie. But he hit it as straight as a string to center field. Cedeno, who has marvelous speed, got back in time to be standing under the ball waiting. Tommy Agee is the batter, and a throw to first. It is not in time. Donatelli umpiring the plate with Stan Landis at first. Sats Davidson at second. Bruce Fromming at third. Now the pitch to Tommy Agee on the inside corner for a call strike. Tommy hitting .248 with 10 home runs, 38 runs batted in. Next pitch by Jerry Reuss on the outside corner, strike 2. Astros starting the night 6.5 behind Cincinnati. And a fastball over, strike 3 call. Tommy Agee called out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. At the end of 1 inning, the Astros nothing, the Mets nothing. The last time that Steve Carlton pitched in Philadelphia, he was going for his 20th win. A crowd of 53,000 that turned out. And Carlton won his 20th. And he is 15th in a row. Tonight, Steve Carlton is trying to make it 16 straight and capture his 21st victory. Atlanta nothing, Philadelphia nothing at the end of 2 innings. Doug Rader faces Jon Matlack as we go now to the second, and the pitch is outside, ball 1. Doug Rader is hitting .241, but it's a big .241. 18 home runs and 73 runs batted in. Matlack in with a pitch, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Carlton's opponent tonight in Philadelphia is knuckleballer Phil Niekro. Cincinnati playing at Montreal, a home run in the first inning by Joe Morgan. Reds lead 1-0 after the top of the first. And a bloop foul going over into the crowd, no play. For Cincinnati, Jim McLaughlin is pitching, and for Montreal, Big Mike Torres. On the coast tonight, the Cubs play the Padres in San Diego. Chicago now just 1 percentage point behind the Mets. And St. Louis will play the Dodgers in Los Angeles. The Pirates and Giants are not scheduled. Fouled as he was jammed by Matlack. 1 ball and 2 strikes. In the American League, the Yankees have the night off. Baltimore leading California 1-0 after 3 innings. Andy Messersmith pitching against 13-game winner Pat Dobson. Cleveland 4, Minnesota 1 at the end of 2. That's Jim Perry and Milt Wilcox. Oakland will be at Detroit. Catfish Hunter against Woody Freeman. Pitching 1 and 2. Rader hits a shot right up the middle for a clean base hit. First base hit of the game. A single to center by Doug Rader. Tommy Helms. Tommy hitting .266. 5 home runs and 45 runs batted in. Wayne Garrett, even with the bag, wide of the line at third. Beauchamp will hold against the runner. The pitch by Jon Matlack is low, ball 1. Comfortable evening here at Shea. Very little breeze, certainly not enough to have any bearing on the flight of the ball. And a throw to first in the dirt, but Beauchamp scoops it out. 1 ball, no strikes to count on the hitter, Tommy Helms. Jesus HOU, the left fielder, is the on-deck batter. And a throw to first. It is in the dirt. working very carefully on Doug Rader, the base runner. Now the pitch. And it's low to Tommy Helms. 2 balls and no strikes. Matlack had to work out of what appeared to be an almost impossible jam in the first. The Astros, as a result of a walk and 2 errors, had runners on second and third, nobody out. They did not score. Matlack behind on the count. Here's the pitch. Fouled and back into the crowd. His 2 balls and 1 strike. Tommy Helms was Cincinnati's regular second baseman for 6 years. Before joining Houston last winter in that big blockbuster trade. The infield looking for 2. The 2-1 pitch, the runner goes, swing and a miss. The throw to second hung up now, and trying to get back is Rader. He's out. Martinez to Beauchamp. And again, the strong throwing of Duffy Dyer. When the hit and run play failed to gel when Helms swung and missed, Rader slammed on the brakes and decided his best shot was to get into a rundown. He was thrown out from Duffy Dyer to Teddy Martinez to Jim Beauchamp. 1 out and nobody on. And the 2-2 pitch to Tommy Helms. Hit foul off to the right, no play. In the first inning, the Astros had Roger Metzger thrown out at the plate. Pitching 2-2. And a foul pop, no play. It'll be over in the field box crowd behind the right field line. Tom Seaver faces Houston tomorrow night, and Jerry Koosman pitches Wednesday afternoon. Thursday night at Yankee Stadium, game time 7:30, the annual Mayor's Trophy game, the Mets and the Yankees. Again off to the right. And Tommy Helms is giving Jon Matlack a lengthy workout. Houston Astros have played day in and day out with a set lineup. And a soft line drive base hit going into right field. So Tommy Helms hangs in there and comes up with a base hit. This will bring up Jesus Alou. Jesus has not been used a great deal this year. The Astros have gone with their set outfield. Bob Watson, Cesar, Cedeno, and Jimmy Webb. You know, you have to stay healthy to be a pennant contender. The Astros have 7 players who have played over 100 games this year. They just have not been hit by injuries. Bob Watson is out for a couple of days with a muscle pull. Watson has played 115 games. Most by any Met player this year has been 90 ball games. Foul tip. For the Mets, Rusty Staub has missed almost 60. Leon Jones has missed 40. Tommy Agee has missed over 30. For the Astros, Metzger has played all 117. Cedeno, Wynn, May, Rader, Helms, and Watson have all played over 100. And a little squibbler down the first base line. Matlack hurries to it, turns and throws, and it's in time for the out. Low throw, but Beauchamp got it. Moving to second on the play, Tommy Helms. Jesus Alou is out on a little squibbler down the first baseline. And it brings up the catcher, Larry Howard. Larry Howard hitting at 221. Larry, a right-hand batter out of Abilene, Texas. He stands 6'3" and weighs 200. Matlack pitching from the stretch. Here's the pitch. High, outside, ball 1. Larry Howard has hit 1 home run this year. That was right here at Shea Stadium off Jon Matlack. Tommy Helms leading off second base with 2 men down. The pitch by Matlack is over. A call strike, gets 1 ball, 1 strike. Score, top half of the second. Now the pitch on the way. And a The ground ball is slowly down to third. Wayne Garrett up with it. Guns it across to Beauchamp, and the side is out. No runs, 2 hits. No errors, and 1 left on. At the end of an inning and a half, the Astros nothing, the Mets nothing. Before Duffy Dyer leads off, we'll pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
You're listening to the voice of the Mets here in Saratoga Springs, New York, WKJFM, 102.3 on your FM dial. 25 and a half minutes before 9 o'clock.
Bob Murphy with Lindsey Nelson and Ralph Kiner. The home second with no score, and Duffy Dyer will be the hitter against Jerry Reuss. Duffy hitting at 242. Duffy has already made 2 excellent defensive plays this ball game. In comes the pitch from Jerry Reuss. It's swung on and missed, strike 1. John Milner is on deck, and then Jim Beauchamp. Curve on the inside corner, strike 2. Bud Harrelson, Jim Fregosi, Cleon Jones. All still sidelined with injuries. Cleon tried to play yesterday. His back stiffened up. Off the outside corner, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mets are hoping that by the end of the week, Bud Harrelson and Jim Fregosi can get back into action. And it's over at the knees, strike 3 call. Second strikeout for Jerry Reuss. And John Milner takes his turn. Milner hitting 254. 10 home runs and 25 runs batted in. Fastball outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Blazing fastball by Jerry Reuss. 1 ball, 1 strike. On the year, the Mets are 3 games over 500 at home and 3 games over on the road. And a let-up by Reuss that is high 2-1. When things were going well in the earlier part of the year, at one point the Mets were 19 over 500. The 2-1 pitch, high pop fly on the left side of the infield. Roger Metzger trailing back into shallow left makes the catch. 2 outs and nobody on. Now Jim Beauchamp. Today is Jim Beauchamp's 33rd birthday. So happy birthday to Jim Beauchamp. Jerry Reuss winding the pitch to Beauchamp. He starts him off with a curve, and it's inside and low, ball 1. On the next road trip, the Mets will visit the same 3 teams that have been coming to Shea on this homestand. And a high fly ball hit to left center. It's deep but playable. Cedeno is right at the wall, reaches up and makes the catch. Cedeno with his back against the fence, reached high and made the catch. And that is the second long drive to the fence in 2 innings that Cedeno has hauled down. He got one on Willie Mays in the first inning. He had his back right against the wall and stretched as high as he could. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. At the end of 2, the Astros nothing, the Mets nothing. 3rd inning, and here's Ralph Kiner.
All right, Bob Murphy, and the first pitch to Jerry Reuss by Jon Matlack is swung on and missed at strike 1. Well, Jim Beauchamp on his birthday had a birthday present taken away on that catch by Cedeno. And a pitch back, a curveball. It's in for a call, strike 2. Jerry Reuss, a left-hand batter, has been up 49 times. He's had 6 hits this year. Stokes up in the bat. Matlack with his 2-strike delivery. It's swung on and missed. A curveball. And Matlack gets his 2nd strikeout of the ball game.
That'll bring up Roger Metzger, who walked on 4 pitches his first time up. He got as far as third base, and then on a shallow fly ball to right field, caught by the second baseman, Lud Barnes, he tried to score from third and was thrown out of the plate. Very unusual play. He came with 1 man out. Now a pitch that's inside, it's ball 1. Salty Parker, the third base coach, sending him in and taking a chance scoring a run from third with having trouble getting the ball over to Metzger. And the left-hander's 2-0 pitch. This time he gets a strike. So after 6 out of the strike zone, he gets a strike.
Ralph, I remember Salty when he coached at third for the New York Mets. He was pretty conservative in those.
Very conservative coach. That's right. So maybe you might have to say that the runner, Metzger, made that play and went on his own.
Could be.
Here's a pitch for a ball. It's ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Salty was an extremely conservative third base coach. And the next pitch is fouled down the right field line. The count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. But the most daring third base coach that the Mets have had was Whitey Herzog. And a good one.
Whitey'd be a perfect third base coach on a team that doesn't score many runs because he really liked to gamble.
Whitey now is in charge of the farm system for the Mets, developing player talent. Again, a foul ball as Matlack gets a strike in. Count stays at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Whitey ran the bases as a ball player the same way he coached. He was a daring base runner. Ball player's philosophy usually stays the same when he turns to coaching or managing. Again, a foul ball off the fastball, and again, Metzger keeps it down at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Metzger is batting .214 for the year. He's had 1 home run, driven in 25 runs. And the 3-2 pitch fouled off once again. So a foul ball due. Metzger against Matlack. 1 man out. We're in the top of the third. No score in the game. And Matlack tries again. It is a half swing, strike 3. Pitch might have been high. Metzger started for it, tried to hold up, and went too far. So Matlack gets his 3rd strikeout, his 2nd in this inning, and it brings up Cesar Cedeno. Cedeno popped up to shallow right field his first time up, and Agee dropped the ball. So he's 0 for 1, batting at .345 for the year. And the first pitch. It is taken low, ball 1. Daniel with 18 home runs, 61 runs batted in. He has 28 doubles. That leads the National League. He's 2nd in triples with 7. Has 143 hits, 4th in the National League or the majors. Ground ball to third base, dug out by Garrett on a good play to his left. And a throw to first base retires the Major League's leading batter. And a 1-2-3 inning for Jon Matlack, and the score after 2.5 innings. The Astros nothing, the Mets nothing. We're going to the bottom half of the third. The Mets coming up, and Ted Martinez to lead off. Ted batting for the first time has a .217 average, a right-hand batter. He'll be followed by Jon Matlack and then Lute Barnes. First 3 batters for Jerry Reuss. And the first pitch is a fastball high and outside, ball 1. Martinez decoying a bunt. The end of 3.5 innings. Atlanta 1, Philadelphia nothing. Next pitch is in for a call. Strike, it's 1-1. Again, Martinez in bunting position. Steve Carlton going for his 16th consecutive victory. And there's a swing and a foul ball. The ball fouled back against the backstop back of home plate. 1-2. Carlton has a record of 20 wins and 6 losses. The record for consecutive victories in one season is 19, set by Rube Marquardt. Carl Hubbell won 26 games over a 2-year period. Here's a foul ball. Pitch fouled down in the dirt. It's 1-2. One season, 19 in a row. Elroy Pace won 17 in a row. There's a little looper in the center field. It'll be a base hit. Cedeno takes it in 1 hop, and the Mets have their first hit of the ball game as Martinez hits a single to center. Now with a runner on first base and no one out, the batter will be Jon Matlack, and he's in a Matlack is in for a called strike as he moved into bunting position. Rader, the third baseman, applying a lot of pressure. He's charging very strongly. He's an excellent fielder. Again, he's about 60 feet away before the pitch, and he moves on up. Matlack squares, takes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lee May coming in from first, not coming in as strongly. So about the only choice Matlack has is to bunt the ball toward first base. Third base side taken away by Rader. 1-1 pitch. Matlack bunts it, but it's foul, and it's a 1-2 count. No score, no one out, bottom of the third. Rader again in, so they're expecting Matlack to bunt again. He squares out. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. The ball taken high, and the throw down to second base is late, and Martinez steals second. Martinez, as Lee May made the early break from first base, got a big jump and moved in down to second base ahead of the throw, his 6th stolen base of the year. Throw taken by the shortstop, Metzger. It was a high throw, and he had no chance at all as Martinez copped second base. Two ball, 2 strike count, and again, Houston looking for a bunt. This time Lee May is in about 60 feet away from his first base position. Rader has to guard at third. Here's the pitch. It is taken in for a call, strike 3, and Matlack is called out on strikes. John in bunting position and taking the pitch. Now with 1 out, the batter will be Lute Barnes. Barnes lined to left field on a 3-1 pitch his first time up. Average at 318. He's been up 22 times. Barnes came to the plate without his batting helmet, so he was sent back to get one. It's illegal to bat without the helmet. You can wear the helmet on the field defensively if you wish. You don't have to wear it, but you have to. It's mandatory. You have to wear it at the plate. Barnes, a right-hand batter. Martinez at second base, a big lead. And Royce whirls around and fakes a throw at second. No one covering. Martinez back to the bag. Jerry Reuss, 8 and 10. Big, tall left-hander. He throws hard. He sets up. And the pitch. Barnes takes high. A breaking ball. It's ball 1. Does not have a good curveball, but he has a very excellent fastball. He has a record of 30 wins, 32 losses in his major league career, which started with the St. Louis Cardinals. Again, the left-hander sets. Here's the pitch. It is hit back to the middle, a base hit to center field. Martinez will score, and the Mets will take the lead 1-0 as Martinez scores from second base on the single by Lute Barnes. His second run batted in. This is his 9th ball game. That'll bring up Wayne Garrett. Wayne walked his first time up. Garrett, a left-hand batter, one of 3 in the lineup for the Mets. The first pitch, a curveball. It's over, a called strike. Garrett, Milner, and Matlack, the 3 left-handed batters in the lineup against the left-hand pitcher. Roy sets up. Barnes, a fair lead, and he dives back to the bag, and the throw to first base gets back easily. Lute Barnes makes good contact. Coming up from the minor leagues. First, here's a pitch back to the plate. A fastball swung on a miss. The lob throw to first base by the catcher, Larry Howard. And again, Barnes back with no trouble. Since coming to the major leagues, Barnes has not struck out. He has been up 23 times without striking out. Here's the pitch. It is fouled back. So the count holds at strike 2. previous ball games, Barnes has had 4 walks, 7 hits. And the 2-strike pitch grounded slowly in the hole out towards second, fielded by Helms. He has to go to first base for the play there as Barnes moves down to second. So the Mets have a runner in scoring position for Willie Mays. Willie flied out to deep center field his first time up. Average at 263. Mays has hit 8 home runs this year. And here's the first pitch. It's high. Fastball. Ball 1. That's leading 1-0 with 2 men out in the bottom half of the third. Next pitch to Mays, a curveball. It's looked at. Called a strike by home plate umpire Augie Donatelli, and the count evens out at 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch grounded out to third, and Rader charges, boots the ball, picks it up, and has no play. And coming around third base and scrambling back to the bag as the play goes there with Metzger covering his Barnes, and he gets back safely. Barnes made the turn around third as Rader faked throwing to first base. He then flipped back to Metzger, or Metzger took the throw, but Barnes, who had come to a sudden halt, scrambled back in his hands and knees to get back to the bag in time. It's Bean scored an error against Rader, and runners now at first and third, and the batter coming up is Tommy Agee. He was struck out on his first appearance on 3 pitches. And the first pitch to Agee, swung on and missed it, strike 1. Agee hitting .248. 10 home runs, 38 runs batted in. Pitch back to Agee in the dirt, dug out by Howard. A good play there. And the runner's home. Cleveland has added another deuce. They lead Minnesota by a score of 8-3, getting 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second, 2 runs in the third, and 2 runs in the fourth. 1-1, the count to Tommy Agee. Royce back. The pitch is sliced foul into the stands on the first base side. So the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. At the end of 4.5 innings, California 1, Baltimore 1. Messer Schmidt against Pat Dobson. Vincent a home run. In the fourth with no one on, his 7th of the year for the Angels. The end of 1.5, Oakland 3, Detroit 0. Hunter against Fryman. The 1-2 pitch to Agee, a curveball. It breaks down. Mays goes to second base and draws no throw. On that pitch, Larry Howard was completely crossed up. He was looking for a fastball. It was a curveball. He barely got his glove in the ball and knocked it down. So Howard goes out to the mound. He wants to get the signal straight. When you throw as hard as Royce, you can be in trouble if those signals are mixed up. That is being scored a pass ball, although Howard crossed up on the pitch. Pass ball allowing Mays to go down to second. He was running with the pitch. Could have given him a stolen base. Here's the pitch to Agee. It's down in the right field corner. If it's fair, it'll be extra bases. It's foul. So a foul ball in the right field corner. Foul by several feet, and Agee back to the plate. Agee slowly back to the plate, walking back. Let's have runners at second and third, a run in. There are 2 out in the bottom half of the third. Luke Bell is homered for Baltimore. A man on, so they lead now by a score of 3-1. There's a swing of the pitch way low in the dirt. And Agee is struck out for the second time in the ballgame. That retires the side. Leading 1-0, and Houston with Jim Wynn coming up. Wynn popped up to second base in actually shallow right field his first time up, and Roger Metzger tried to score from third and was thrown out the plate, so he hit into a double play. There's a high pop-up this time on the first base side. Beauchamp is under it. He makes the call and the catch. pitch that brings up Lee May. We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
You're listening to WKJ-FM 102.3 on your FM dial in Saratoga Springs, New York. The time 2 minutes before 9 o'clock.
Ralph Kiner here with Bob Murphy and Lindsey Nelson. The first pitch to Lee May hit down in the left field corner. Over to field the ball is John Milner in foul territory, and he comes up with the ball and throws it into third base as May goes in with a double. Well, Lee May coming up with a two-base hit after striking out his first time up. May hitting at .287. That puts a runner in scoring position. The Mets lead 1-0. Second on the club in RBIs to Lee May, who has 77. Rader batting at .242, but a strong .242 with 18 home runs, 4 triples, 19 doubles, 73 RBIs. Pitch back. It is inside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Strike. Matlack's next delivery. It is hit in the air to shallow right field. Going back is Barnes. Also coming in is Agee. Agee runs him off and makes the catch. And he gets a big hand for the catch, which is a routine fly ball because he dropped one earlier in the ball game. So now 2 men away. Lee May stays at second base, and the batter is Tommy Helms, who singled to right field his first time up. Helms batting .268. Leading 1-0. Houston with a runner at second base. 2 men away. We're in the top of the 4th inning. And Matlack's first pitch to Helms. Hit in the air to center. May's back. He has a lot of room. Turns and makes the catch, and the side is retired. In the inning, no runs, 1 hit. No errors, and the man left at second in the score. At the end of 3.5 innings, the Mets won, the Astros nothing. Well, the Mets have had a strong bullpen all year, featuring Tug McGraw, and also along with Tug, Danny Priscilla. They will join me and a number of other big league stars aboard the Long Island Railroad's bullpen special on Thursday, August 24th. There will be 40-minute stopover parties at Huntington, Hicksville, Mineola, and Jamaica. Check arrival times at those stations. The parties will feature baseball instruction, discussion, and prizes at each stop, with instant winners who will be welcomed aboard the train and will travel with the players to Yankee Stadium for the Mayor's Trophy game that evening. Don't miss the fun. That's Thursday, August 24th. We're going now to the bottom of the 4th inning. For the Mets, it'll be Duffy Dyer to lead off against Jerry Reuss. The Mets have 1 run on 2 hits. The Astros have no runs and 3 off Jon Matlack. Duffy struck out his first time up. He got caught looking at a fastball. Average at .241 for the year. The first pitch, a curveball, high, it's ball 1. Dyer now has caught more ball games than Jerry Grody. This is his 62nd. Grody was in 58. 1-0 pitch, hit in the air to the shortstop on the dirt part of the infield, and Metzger backpedals at the last minute and makes the catch. Ball was up there. But 1 pitch and 1 away. And it brings up John Milner. He popped up to short his first time up. Milner hitting .253. He has 10 home runs, 25 RBIs. Left-hand batter. And he's in his rookie year. And the first pitch is grounded out to second. Helms comes in, gets a good hop. Throws to first. 2 pitches, 2 men away. That'll bring up Jim Beauchamp. Jim was out on a fantastic catch by the center fielder, Cedeno, his first time up. Cedeno going high to the top of the wall at the .396 mark to take an extra base hit away. And this is Jim Beauchamp's 33rd birthday today, and that's no way to treat a fellow on his birthday. Reuss and Beauchamp were teammates last year with the Cardinals. First pitch, a curve. It's ball one. And the next delivery, swung on and missed. A fastball actually fouled. That's 1 ball and 1 strike. Houston has drawn well at home this year with their ball club in contention for the Western Division. They have drawn 1,227,377 in 55 dates. There's a changeup topped out in front of the plate. Picked up by the catcher, Larry Howard. He tosses the first base to May, and the side is retired. Jerry Reuss retiring the Mets on 5 pitches. And the score at the end of 4 innings of play, the Mets won, the Astros nothing.
In the 5th inning here at Shea Stadium, Jesus HOU. The left fielder will be leading off. Jesus bounced back to Matlack, his first time at bat. The bottom third of the order to hit against Matlack in the top of the 5th inning. The Mets in front, 1-0. And the pitch by Matlack is inside and low, ball 1. This is the opening game of a 3-game series. The 1-0 delivery fouled straight back against the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jesus HOU. Last year, Jesus hit .279. Two young left-handers hooked up here tonight at Shea Stadium. The 1-1 pitch by Matlack, foul ball in the dirt. He went after a curveball. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mets playing the infield and the outfield straight away against the right-hand batter. On deck, Larry Howard and then Jerry Reuss. Down comes the pitch. Grounder hit hard and a foul ball. Foul ball just outside third base. Winds up down in the left field corner. Jesus HOU coming back. Looking down toward third where he just missed an extra base hit. The Houston Astros with a team batting average of .260. And they have scored more runs than any team in the major leagues this season. Matlack getting his sign from Dyer. The 1-2 pitch. Changeup is popped up foul down the right field line. No play for Jim Beauchamp. Ball goes into the crowd. On their road swing, the Mets will start out with a weekend series in Atlanta. Then go into Cincinnati for 3 night games and on to Houston for a weekend series. Returning to New York for the September 4th Labor Day doubleheader against Chicago. The 1-2 pitch and a soft line drive into short left field for a base hit. HOU lunged at the pitch, got the bat on it, and dropped it into short left. Third time in 5 innings, the Astros have had their leadoff batter on base. So the game certainly has not been easy to this point for Jon Matlack. Larry Howard was thrown out by Wayne Garrett his previous time at bat. With the pitcher, Jerry Reuss, due up next. The Mets are not looking for any bunt. The pitch by Matlack on the outside corner, called strike 1. Lute Barnes and Teddy Martinez a double plate up and a foul ball back. The count strike 2 on Larry Howard. Larry Howard, a right-hand batter, caught at Oklahoma City last year in the American Association. The Astros carry 3 catchers. The veteran John Edwards and his backup men Bob Stinson and Larry Howard. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. He got him. Good fastball by Matlack. For Jon Matlack, strikeout number 4. It would be a tough way to lose a winning streak if you lost it 1-0. Well, in Philadelphia, the Atlanta Braves lead the Phillies 1-0 at the end of 6. Steve Carlton trying for his 16th straight win. He's up against Phil Niekro. Now Jerry Reuss up, and the Mets look for a bunt. He squares around and takes high and tight. 1 ball, no strikes. Cincinnati leading Montreal 1-0 after 4 innings on a home run by Joe Morgan. The Cubs play at San Diego, the Cardinals at Los Angeles. The Pirates and Giants get a day off. Hook Powell hit a 2-run homer to get the Orioles back in front of California. It's 3-1 at the end of 5.5. Cleveland leading Minnesota 8-3 after 4.5 innings. Oakland 3, Detroit 0 at the end of 2. He punts the ball, pops it foul, no play. Back over the screen into the crowd. Oakland 3, Detroit 0 at the end of 2. Well, the Tigers won a wild one yesterday. California had a 9-run inning and did not win. Detroit fell behind 9-4, rallied and pulled the ball game out. And a throw to first, not in time. Jesus on first base with 1 out. Now the Houston pitcher Jerry Reuss is up trying to sacrifice. Garrett coming in close at third. He does an offer, and the pitch is over, a call strike. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jerry Reuss. So now Reuss has a good hard look at Salty Parker to see if the bunt is still on. Knowing that if he bunts foul, he'll strike out. Left-hander against left-hander. And the pitch on the way. He turns to bunt, strike 3. Didn't get the bat on it. Fifth strikeout for Jon Matlack, and it brings up leadoff batter Roger Metzger. Metzger has played in every Astro ball game this year. He's been playing on a bad leg recently. He drew a walk in the first inning, and he struck out in the third. Metzger is a switch hitter, so he's batting right. Ground ball toward the middle. Martinez to his left, grabs it, steps on second, forcing out Jesus HOU, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. So we've come halfway at the end of 4.5 innings. The New York Mets 1, the Houston Astros 0. Martinez has scored the only run of the game. He singled to center in the third, and he stole second. And he came home on a base hit by Lute Barnes. He takes strike 1 called on the inside corner. Jon Matlack will bat next, and then Lute Barnes. The Astros have out-hit the Mets 4-2. And a curve is fouled against the shin guard of Larry Howard. We have a 2-strike count on Ted Martinez. Teddy batting .220. 13 runs batted in. Jerry Reuss from St. Louis, Missouri on the mound for Houston. His 2-strike pitch, fastball inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Reuss has had good control tonight. He's walked only 1, struck out 4. Pitching 1 and 2. Inside, it's 2 and 2. Reuss has had a number of games this year that have been difficult for him because he did not have his control. Nobody out, last half of the 5th. And a swing and a miss, he got him with a fastball. Both left-handers have hung up 5 strikeouts. Now Jon Matlack comes to bat. Matlack getting a nice hand from the Shea Stadium crowd. John was struck out his first time at bat. And the pitch to him is inside, ball 1. Lute Barnes, who leads off, is out on deck. The 1-0 delivery is on the outside corner. The Mets have had 2 long drives caught in this game, both by Cedeno, the fleet-footed center fielder, who raced to the fence. And a fastball that's swung and missed, 1 and 2. delivery by Jerry Reuss, a little bit high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now Reuss has his sign, and the pitch on the way is swung on and missed, strike 3. Strikeout number 6 for the left-hander who throws hard. 2 outs and nobody on. Now the top of the batting order for Lute Barnes. He's had a busy hand in this ball game. In addition to driving in the only run of the game, he helped the Mets tremendously in the first inning when he went into right field, caught a pop fly, and made a good throw home to get Metzger for a double play. He runs up, tries to bunt his way on, but bunts the ball foul. Barnes getting out of the batter's box for a moment. Doug Rader, the third baseman, playing him even with the bag and wide of the line. Had a curveball over, strike 2. Rader is an outstanding defensive ball player as well as an excellent long ball hitter. He has won the Gold Glove 5 times. The 2-strike pitch, fly ball into the air to right field. Should be easy for Jimmy Wynn, who eases over and makes the catch. The Mets go 1-2-3 in their half of the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. At the end of 5 innings, the New York Mets won, the Houston Astros nothing. He must pitch to Cesar, Cedeno, Jimmy Wynn, and Lee May in the 6th. Cedeno leads the circuit in batting, hitting at .344. He has reached safely on an error and bounced to third, nothing for 2. Fly ball hit deep to left center field, way back, and there it goes, a home run. Cedeno's 19th home run of the year. It ties the game 1-1. Cesar Cedeno with a home run to deep left center field to tie it up. Jimmy Wynn has been up twice, and both times popped the ball up. Matlack's pitch on the way. On the outside corner, strike 1. Now Matlack into his windup. Here's the pitch on the way. This one is low. That evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch. High inside, 2-1. Now today's baseball head scratcher is up on the message board to entertain the fans. Can you name the last American League player to win back-to-back RBI titles? A little bit high. Matlack behind on Jimmy Wynn, 3-1. The home run by Cedeno, the 5th hit of the game for the Astros. The 3-1 pitch. And a bloop into shallow center field. Coming up under it is Willie Mays, and he has it. 1 down. Fly ball to short center, easily taken by Willie Mays. Lee May lined a double down the left field line in the 4th inning. He was left stranded. His first time up, he was struck out by Matlack. Lee May hitting .289. 26 home runs, 77 RBIs, and a swing and a miss, strike 1. Next pitch on the way, a swing and a miss by Lee May. He gave that one a big cut. Matlack challenged him with a fastball up in his eyes. Third baseman Doug Rader is out on deck. The game is tied 1-1. We're in the 6th inning and the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And Matlack takes Lee May on 3 pitches. They were all fastballs. That is the 6th strikeout for Jon Matlack. And it brings up third baseman Doug Rader. Rader singled to center and flied to right, 1 for 2. His batting average is only .242, but he has 18 home runs, 73 RBIs. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Like many real good power hitters, Lee May will strike out a great deal. But when he hits the ball, he punishes the opposition. And a fly ball into short center. Willie Mays coming on, slows up, makes the catch, and the side is out. So Matlack settled right down after the home run by Cedeno and retired 3 good hitters in a row. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, none left. At the end of 5.5 innings, the Houston Astros won, the New York Mets won. Last of the 6th inning, the game tied 1-1. 2, 3, and 4 in the New York batting order to come up now against left-hander Jerry Reuss. Wayne Garrett, Willie Mays, and Tommy Agee. The pitch to Garrett, hit in the air to left center, hustling over is Jesus, and he makes the catch. Garrett retired on the first pitch by Jerry Reuss, and now Willie Mays. Willie hit a fly ball to the center field fence, 410 feet out in the first inning, caught by Cedeno. And he reached safely on an error in the 3rd inning when the Mets scored their run. The windup by Reuss. Here's the pitch. And a foul ball going out of play behind first base. Here's the answer to the baseball quiz. The last American League player to win back-to-back RBI titles was Roger Maris with the Yankees with 112 in 1960, 142 in 1961. Curve is low to Willie Mays. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jimmy Wynn at the fence. He makes the catch. Maybe a step in front of the fence. Wynn pulls in the drive by Willie Mays. We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
You're listening to the voice of the Mets here in Saratoga Springs, New York, WKJFM, 102.3 on your FM dial. The correct time now, 29 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock Eastern Daylight Saving Time.
Tommy Agee facing Jerry Reuss, and the pitch is high, ball 1. They're in the last of the 8th inning in Philadelphia. Atlanta leading Philadelphia 1-0. And a foul ball off. Bill Niekro pitching against Steve Carlton. Carlton has not lost a game since the 30th of May when Tommy Agee and Willie Mays hit 2-run homers to beat him. He has won 15 in a row and is bidding for his 21st win. Hit hard but foul off to the right, no play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cincinnati leading Montreal 4-0 at the end of 6. Baltimore 3, California 1 after 6.5 innings. Cleveland 9, Minnesota 3 after 5.5. Too high to Tommy Agee, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And it's Oakland 3, Detroit 0 after 3.5. 2 outs, nobody on. The pitch to Agee. Line drive into the air to right field. Wynn cutting over, jumps up, and makes the catch. Wynn had the ball slightly misjudged, corrected the mistake by leaping into the air and snagging the line drive. Mets hit the ball hard, but they go out in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. At the end of 6 innings, the Astros won, the Mets won.
Here at Shea Stadium in New York, through 6 innings of play of the Houston Astros, 1 run, 5 hits, and 1 error. The New York Mets, 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 errors. Jane Jarvis at the organ with the eyes of Texas as we prepare to go to the 7th inning. The paid attendance here tonight is 24,242, and the total attendance, 25,080. So the New York Mets have now reached a total paid attendance for the season of 1,800,721. Tommy Helms is up to lead off here. Here's Matlack's pitch, and it's low for a ball. Helms moving back on the pitch. Helms singled, and he flied to center, 1 for 2. Hitting .267 for the year. Right-hand batter. Matlack's a lefty, and the pitch is swung on foul back. It's out of play. So it's 1-1. Cesar is on deck for the Houston Astros. Here's the 1-1 delivery. A little low, 2-1. Augie Donatelli is the umpire behind the plate. Here's the 2-1. Swung on it on the ground. Cut off at third by Garrett and across to Beauchamp in time. One away. Cesar grounded out and singled. He had a leadoff single in the fifth inning, but died at first base. Now Lou loosening up the neck muscles now as he moves up toward the plate. And here's the pitch. A little low for a ball. It's 1-0. Matlack has struck out 6, and he has walked 1 here tonight. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Swung on, Hammond on the ground to short. A big hop to Martinez. Across to Beauchamp in time, and he's out. Larry Howard has grounded out and struck out. He's 0 for 2.
Catcher, Larry Howard.
Score tied here, 1-1, with the Astros batting in the top of the 7th inning. The Astros got 1 in the 6th. Here's a pitch high and away, and it's ball 1. The Astros and Mets will be here again tomorrow night and again on Wednesday afternoon. The Mayor's Trophy game is at Yankee Stadium on Thursday night. The Mets and the Yankees. Foul back and out of play. 1-1. James Rodney Richard is up and throwing now in the bullpen for the Houston Astros. Here's a 1-1 pitch. It's a little low. It goes to 2-1. James Rodney Richard is up and throwing. Jerry Reuss scheduled to bat next. There are 2 men out. There's nobody on base. This pitch is fouled back off the screen and out of play. The count is even now at 2-2. Pittsburgh Pirates are not scheduled. Chicago Cubs play the San Diego Padres later tonight on the West Coast. Matlack with a 2-2 pitch now. Swung on and hit deep to right, but moving on back is Agee a step or two, waiting now to make the catch. And the side is out in order. Nothing across. And in the middle of the 7th inning, the score is tied. The Astros won, the Mets won. The Cleveland Indians have scored in every inning as they go to the 7th against the Minnesota Twins. It is Cleveland 10, Minnesota 3. John Brohammer, Glenn Borgman, Buddy Bell, Alex Johnson, Greg Nettles have had home runs. Jim Perry started for Minnesota. Jim Strickland in the 3rd, LaRoche in the 6th. Milt Wilcox started for Cleveland, Ray Lamb in the 6th inning. And at the end of 4, it's Oakland 3, Detroit nothing. Catfish Hunter against Woody Fryman. Right here, Duffy Dyer is up to lead off for the Mets in the bottom of the 7th inning. He has struck out and popped out so far. Jerry Reuss has been in all the way. That pitch is in for a called strike. James Rodney Richards still throwing in the bullpen for the Houston Astros. Dyer, Milner, and Beauchamp scheduled to bat in this inning for the Mets. Here's a swing and a drive deep to left. It's way back towards the track, and going back to the wall is a Lou, and he makes the catch. Just in front of the 371 sign. Cesar went across the warning track and one-handed the ball just in front of the 371 sign in left field. John Milner has popped out and grounded out. Here tonight, the New York Mets have had warning track power. They've hit them long, but not long enough. Here's the pitch to Milner, and it is in there for a called strike at the knees. Phillies did not score in the 8th. Or rather, they did score. I beg your pardon. Here's a swing and a foul ball off and out of play. The Phillies did score in the 8th. And so, going to the 9th inning now, it's the Atlanta Braves 1 and the Philadelphia Phillies 1. Bill Necro against Steve Carlton. Carlton going for his 16th consecutive win tonight. Fouled off and out of play. 2 strikes to John Milner. Jim Beauchamp coming to bat. Slide to center and grounded out. This is Beauchamp's 33rd birthday. Strike to Beauchamp. He's a right-hand batter. Facing left-hand pitcher, Jerry Reuss. Into the motion, pitch is on the way, and it's swung on, hit deep to the left. Alou goes to the wall, going. It's a home run for Jim Beauchamp. Over the wall in left. And the New York Mets are out in front by a score of 2-1. Beauchamp with a birthday blast. Martinez at the plate. Martinez is 1 for 2. Here is the pitch. Swung on and missed. The fans are applauding. The big Jim that has been flashed up on the scoreboard. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and hammered on the ground to second. The big hop to Helms. Underhands to first in time, and the side is out. But the New York Mets got a run on a hit. The homer by Beauchamp. No errors, none left. The end of 7 innings to play. The score is the Mets 2 and the Astros 1. Bob Watson is coming up now to bat for Jerry Reuss as manager Harry Walker goes to his bench. Watson batting for Reuss. He has a season's batting average of .307. He has 11 home runs and 70 runs batted in. Bob Watson, the right-hand batter, being put up here, and James Rodney Richards still throwing down there in the bullpen. The Mets have had only 3 hits. The Astros have had 5, but the Mets are leading by a score of 2-1, with Houston coming up in the top of the 8th inning. Swing and a miss, it's strike 1. Matlack has struck out 6 and walked 1 here tonight. The Atlanta Braves did not score in the top of the 9th. The Phillies are coming up in the bottom of the 9th inning with the score tied. Atlanta won, the Phillies won. That's in for a called strike. 0-2. Cincinnati Reds are leading Montreal 4-0 in the top of the 8th. There's a swing and a miss. Struck him out on 3 pitches. Matlack got the pitch hitter, Bob Watson, for the 7th strikeout victim. Now it's Roger Metzger. Walked, struck out, grounded into a force play. Jim Ray has joined James Rodney Richard in the bullpen now for the Astros. Jim Ray is also up and throwing. Pitch to Metzger. A little high for a ball.
The pitching line on the race is 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts.
That pitch is low for a ball. It's 2-0. 1 man out, nobody on base. Dyer sends out the sign, and here is the 2-0 delivery. Taken low. He was taking that pitch regardless. It's 3-0. Delivery. Taken right down the pipe. It's 3-1. Metzger turns to look at sign man Salty Parker, the coach at third now. See if he's turned loose on the 3-1. Cesar Cedeno is on deck. 3-1 pitch. He's taking it. He walked. That's the second walk issued by Matlack. He walked Metzger in the first inning. So the tying run is on at first with 1 man out, and Cesar Cedeno is coming up. He homered for Houston in the 6th inning. He's 1 for 3 here tonight. Doug McGraw is up and throwing in the Met bullpen. Doug McGraw is throwing. John Matlack sets up. Checks Metzger at first base. Pitch is swung on and hit in the air deep to left. Going way back to the wall now is Milner. Leaps up. Ball is off his glove. He's on the ground. Mays is a two-base hit and a run batted in. The score is tied 2-2. Willie Mays seeing about Milner now. Milner apparently tells him he's okay. Mays goes back to retrieve his own cap. So the score is tied 2-2. Cedeno belted that ball back near the wall. Milner went back, gave it a leap up into the air. The ball was off his glove. He crumpled in the track, and Mays retrieved the ball, but Salty Parker at third gave a green light to Metzger, figuring that he could beat Mays' arm to the plate, and he did. Cedeno held at second, and it'll be Jim Wynn coming up. The Mets 2 and Houston 2. Dyer's out there talking to Matlack. Doug McGraw still throwing in the bullpen. One man out. Wynn is the number 3 man in the order coming up. He's followed by Lee May. Houston batting in the top of the 8th inning. Now Dyer comes back behind the plate. Matlack standing there on the mound with his arms folded. Steps up on the rubber now to take the side. Cesar Cedeno is leading, and it's going to be an intentional walk. Cedeno bluffed to start on the pitch outside. An intentional pass to Wynn to set up the force and the double play possibility, and then they'll work to Lee May. Outside, it's ball 3 now. Matlack with ball 4 outside, so the intentional walk is accomplished. The Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies are going to the 10th inning now, still tied 1-1. Phil Niekro against Steve Carlton, making the bid to keep his winning streak alive. He's won 15 in a row. Up in Montreal, Cincinnati 4, Montreal nothing, going now to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Astros have runners at first and second. There's one man out, and Lee May is at the plate. Matlack pitch to the right-hand batter, swung it in on the ground, and it's taken by Garrett at third, and on over to Barnes, and on over to Beauchamp for a double play. A 5-4-3 double play, and the side is retired. So it is 1 run on 1 hit, a walk and 1 man left, and in the middle of the 8th inning, the score is tied. Houston 2 and the Mets 2. New York Mets will send up Jon Matlack. He'll bat for himself, leading off here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Matlack's been up twice. He struck out both times. Ray's pitch is foul back. It's strike 1. The Astros have 2 runs, 6 hits. The Mets have 2 runs, 3 hits. Strike 1 delivery. Breaks a little high, and it's 1-1. Lute Barnes is on deck. This pitch sails high, and it goes 2-1. Delivery. Low. 3-1 now to Jon Matlack. As the Mets look for a base runner here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Score tied 2-2. Here's a 3-1 delivery. Takes it in there for a call strike 2, so the count is full at 3-2. 3-2 pitch. Fouled off and out of play. Count continues full to Jon Matlack, a left-hand batter. That's high, and it's a walk. A walk for Jon Matlack. So the Mets have a runner on, and Lute Barnes coming up with nobody out. Third baseman Doug Rader comes over now with a word for Jim Ray. They expect Barnes to be sacrificing here. Tom Griffin is up and throwing now in the bullpen. Tom Griffin is warming for the Houston Astros. That's a chant of "Let's go Mets" swells. Barnes is around to bunt. Bunts the ball up into the end of the first base side. May has it in foul territory for the out. Matlack retreats to first. Lute Barnes trying to sacrifice. Instead popped it up in foul territory up the first baseline where Lee May grabbed it for the out. So there's one man out now, and Wayne Garrett's coming up. Garrett has walked, grounded out, flied out. Tom Griffin is up and throwing now in the bullpen. Tom Griffin is warming for the Houston Astros. That's a chant of "Let's go Mets" swells. Barnes is around to bunt. Bunts the ball up into the end of the first base side. May has it in foul territory for the out. Matlack retreats to first. Lute Barnes trying to sacrifice. Instead popped it up in foul territory up the first baseline where Lee May grabbed it for the out. So there's one man out now, and Wayne Garrett's coming up. Garrett has walked, grounded out, flied out. Left-hand batter, facing right-hand pitcher Jim Ray. Go to first, Matlack's back. The Atlanta Braves didn't score in the top of the 10th. The Phillies are batting the bottom of the 10th. Score still tied. That's a breaking pitch high. It's ball one. Willie Mays is on deck now for the Mets. Score tied here, 2-2. Bottom of the 8th inning. Pitch sails high and away. It's 2-0 to Wayne Garrett. Here comes Jim Owens, the pitching coach, out of the dugout. Jim Owens, the pitching coach of the Astros, is on his way to the mound. He wants to know about this control problem that Jim Ray seems to be having here at the outset. Owens is at the mound, not talking it over with Jim Ray. Tomorrow night, Tom Seaver will be the Met pitcher. Dave Roberts will go for the Astros. Wednesday afternoon, Jerry Kuzman for the Mets and Larry Durker for the Astros. Astros started the night 6 1/2 games back of Cincinnati in the Western Division. They figure they're still very much in the race. And it's the first time since they were formed in 1962 that they have been in the race this close this time of year. This will be a 2-0 pitch now to Wayne Garrett. Swung on, hit on the ground, and it is smothered by Helms. He picks it up, throws, and in time, moving on to second is Matlack. Helms was in a sitting position when he threw that ball on to Lee May. He had to smother it to keep it from going through, but now it's Matlack at second, and Willie Mays is coming up. Mays fly deep to center. Was on an error, and fly deep to right. 0 for 3. Catcher Larry Howard's gone off for a word with Jim Ray. And let's look now for the base hit. They get Matlack in from second with the go-ahead run. The score is tied 2-2. Ray's pitch to Mays. Swung on and missed. It was a breaking pitch. It's strike one. Really wringing his right hand a little bit there after having taken a vicious cut. Matlack leads off the bag at second. Ray sets up. It's to Mays. Curveball in there for a call, strike two. 0-2 to Willie Mays. Ray takes a sign from Larry Howard. Two-strike pitch is high for a ball. It's 1-2. End of 8 full innings. The score is the Mets 2
time in 40 seconds, 10 o'clock Eastern Daylight Saving Time.
Astros tied 2-2, and it's Doug Rader up to lead off. Matlack's pitch. Swung on and missed. It's strike one. Rader is 1 for 3 here tonight. Right-hand batting third baseman is hitting .241. Here's a swing and a miss. It's 2 strikes. Tommy Helms is on deck. Throwing again in the Met bullpen. The 2-strike delivery. Swung on and missed. He strikes Rader out. 3 pitches. Strikeout number 8 for Matlack. Tommy Helms is 1 for 3. Single, fly to center, grounded out third to first. Right-hand batting second baseman, hitting .266. Takes the sign from Duffy Dyer, dips into the fluid windup, and here's the pitch. Swung on, foul, back out of play. It's strike one. The Mets got a run in the third inning tonight to go ahead. They held that 1-run lead until the 6th when Cedeno homered to tie it at 1-1. Outside for a ball, then Beauchamp homered in the bottom of the 7th for the Mets. But they may hit again at 2-1, but Houston scored in the 8th inning with Cedeno knocking in the tying run. Swinging a ground ball drilled through the hole in the left for a base hit. Picked up by Jon Milner and played back, and Tommy Helms is on at first with Jesus coming up. Salou is 1 for 3, grounded out single and grounded out short to first. The Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies are going to the 11th inning, still tied 1-1, and it's still Phil Niekro, and it's still Steve Carlton. Cincinnati leading Montreal 4-0 with the Expos batting now in the bottom of the 9th inning. And Mike Jorgensen has just hit a home run for Montreal to make that a 4-1 ball game, nobody on base. Swinging a foul ball off and out of play, strike one to HOU. That is the 9th homer of this year for Mike Jorgensen. Joe Morgan hit one for Cincinnati in the first inning. The Cubs in San Diego later, the Cards and the Dodgers later, the Pirates and the Giants are not scheduled. Matlack checks the runner at first, and here's the pitch to Jesus. Salou popped up to the right side in foul territory. Jim Beauchamp is waiting, and he makes the catch. HOU has fouled out to first. Tommy Helms holds at first, and Larry Howard will be the batter. Grounded out, struck out, line to right. If you want to look ahead now to the bottom of the 9th inning, the Mets will be scheduled to send up Tommy Agee, Duffy Dyer, and Jon Milner. Matlack throws to first, and Helms is back. Astros 2 runs, 6 hits. The Mets 2 runs, 3 hits. Howard asked for the rosin bag. He got it. Tossed it right back over to the on-deck circle where Jim Ray is kneeling. Matlack again works off the stretch, and here's the pitch. Swung on and hit in the air to center. Willie Mays is there. He's waiting, and Mays makes the catch. Side is out. It's no runs a hit, no errors, and 1 left. In the middle of the 9th inning, the score is still tied. Houston 2 and the Mets 2. The New York Mets will try to pull it out now in the bottom of the 9th inning with Agee, Dyer, and Milner coming up to face right-hand pitcher Jim Ray.
Ralph. That's 7 homers. He's hitting .239. Pitches in for a called strike. Cincinnati Reds have defeated the Montreal Expos by a final score of 4-1. Jim McLaughlin gets the win. He is 7-5. Mike Torres takes the loss. He's 13-10. Strohmeyer finished up in the ninth. Joe Morgan, Mike Jorgensen had the homer. It's a breaking pitch right in for a called strike, too, to Duffy Dyer. So pending the outcome of this game, the Cincinnati Reds have picked up yet another half game on the second-place Houston Astros to make it 7 games now. The 0-2 pitch to Dyer is high and away. It's 1-2. Milner waiting on deck with 1 man out. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Breaks a little low and away, so it's 2-2. Ray thought he might get a call on that curveball from Donatelli, the umpire behind the plate. Takes a little breather now, turning his back to the plate. Takes off his cap. There's nobody on base. 2-2 delivery. Hit on the ground to shortstop. Metzger over, up with it. Cross to Lime, and 2 men are out. Duffy Dyer grounding out short to first. Now John Milner. He's gone 0 for 3. He popped to short. He grounded out second to first, and he flied to center. Miller's had 10 home runs, and he's hitting .251. Ray delivers, swung on, and missed. He took a roundhouse cut at that one. Jim Beauchamp is on deck. Nobody on base. Score tied 2-2 in the bottom of the ninth. High and away. It's 2-1. This is a 2-1 pitch. 3-1 now to John Milner. Ray had a little control trouble when he first came in. He walked Matlack, but he settled on since then. 3-1 pitch. High and tight, he walked him. Hit the 3-1 curveball. So the Mets pick up a base runner as Jim Beauchamp comes up again. Now Beauchamp hit his home run in the 7th inning, not off Ray, but off starter Jerry Reuss, a left-hander. Now May comes over to hold against the runner. There's a toss over there, not in time. The right-hand batter, Jim Beauchamp, facing right-hand pitcher, Jim Ray. Here's a curveball. It's in for a called strike. Meanwhile, at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, Steve Carlton's 15-game winning streak is in jeopardy now. Not his 15-game streak, because that is established, but his bid to keep it going. Because Atlanta has scored a run in the 11th inning. Here's a throw to first, not in time. So, going to the bottom of the 11th, it's Atlanta 2 and the Phillies 1. Strike one pitch to Beauchamp. Swung on, hit way back in left field, back toward the wall. It is going, and it's called for a home run to Jim Beauchamp. And the New York Mets win the ball game as Beauchamp hits his second home run of the night on his 33rd birthday. The fans are up and yelling all around this ballpark, and the Mets are out there to congratulate Beauchamp, who hit it over the left field fence. A 2-run homer. of the night. And there is also no doubt that Jim Beauchamp will never forget his 33rd birthday, the evening of which was spent at Shea Stadium in New York, and during which he hit his first 2 home runs as a New York Met. Starting out in this ballgame, the New York Mets took the lead from Jerry Reuss by getting a run in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Eddie Martinez singled, he stole second, and Lute Barnes singled him home, so the Mets had a run. And Jon Matlack was holding Houston pretty well at bay after a hectic first inning. That's worth recounting because the Mets, who had been in an horrendous performance here yesterday, started out on about the same tone tonight. Roger Metzger would walk on 4 pitches, and he would wild pitch to second base. Cesar Cedeno popped the ball up into short right, and Tommy Agee dropped it, then threw it away as it got by Martinez. He didn't throw it away, he got it to Martinez, but Martinez didn't handle it, and he was charged with an error. Double errors charged on the ball, and quickly, Houston had runners at second and third and nobody out. But Jim Wynn popped up into short right. Lute Barnes went back and caught the ball. Metzger tagged and tried to score, and Barnes threw him out at the plate, so it was a double play, and Lee May struck out, so the Mets were out of the inning. The Mets then had that 1-0 lead all the way up to the 6th, when Cesar Cedeno led off with a home run. It was then a 1-1 ball game. The New York Mets recaptured the lead in the bottom of the 7th when, with 2 men out, Jim Beauchamp hit a home run into the bullpen. But Houston came right back, and they got a run in the 8th inning when Roger Metzger drew a walk. Cesar Cedeno double way back to the wall and left. John Milner went up. It was off his glove, but the double was enough to score Metzger, and it was a 2-2 ball game. It went that way to the bottom of the 9th when, with 2 men out, Milner drew a walk, and Jim Beauchamp hit his 2nd consecutive homer, and the New York Mets won it by a score of 4-2. Jon Matlack posted his 11th victory. He has lost 7, and Jim Ray took the loss. We'll be back with more in just 1 minute.
This is George Burns introducing the Navy 3-year guarantee. It's for guys 17 or 18 years old who'd like a choice in deciding what kind of work they do and where they do it. Here's how the Navy 3-year guarantee works. You can come in the Navy for 3 years, and they'll guarantee you at least 2 things. The first, your choice of either the East Coast or the West Coast as a place to work out of. And second, your choice of sea duty, which means you'll be seeing a lot of the oceans of this world. Or work as an airman recruit, which means you'll be seeing a lot of airplanes. Maybe even be on an aircraft carrier. Now, where else could a guy your age get a deal like this? For only a 3-year commitment. Certainly not in private industry. You know you should see your Navy man soon. He'll tell you if you qualify for the Navy 3-year guarantee. You see, today's Navy helps you be what you want to be right now.
To enlarge on the feat of 33-year-old Jim Beauchamp, let us say that he first came to the major leagues with the Cardinals in 1963, coming into tonight's game in 480 times at bat. Starting this year in the major leagues, he had only 9 home runs. Jim Beauchamp has never hit over 2 home runs in any one major league season. He hit 2 here tonight in the space of less than an hour. So the New York Mets have won their 60th game of this season. They have picked up a half game on the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are not scheduled, and so they trail the Pittsburgh Pirates by 11 1/2 games. In the season series, the Mets have won 3, Houston have won 4, paid drought of 24,242. Here are the final totals. For the Mets, 4 runs on 4 hits and 2 errors. For Houston, 2 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. Matlack's the winner, Ray's the loser. Again, the final score of the Mets, 4 and Houston 2.